What is going on, guys? MrAeroHD here. Welcome to the first episode of the Forza Horizon 3 Skid Smarter, where I tell you guys how to drift better and do stuff, and basically tips and tricks series. We might go down to like straight up drift tutorials, or maybe just little things like this. So if a lot of you guys who played Forza Horizon 2 will already know this. For those of you who have not, or couldn't afford the rally expansion or what have you, this is a really, really good tool to use or to know when you're building drift cars. So as you can see, I got my 350 here. This is basically going to be our test subject for the series. It's got not a whole lot of horsepower. It's only got about 400, which is like on the high side of low, I guess. We'll see here in a second. 406, and it weighs 2,600 pounds. So it's always said that the 350Z, 350Z, whatever you want to call it, probably one of the best starter cars in the whole game if you're getting into drifting. So we'll go into our platform handling here, springs and dampers. We have race springs currently. I'll go to my setup manager. Oh, I won't go to my setup manager. If you guys want the tune for this car, I will be putting it on the storefront. We'll go to tuning. For this car, because it's got a low horsepower, I currently have it on race springs. And I'll explain that in a second. So we see that I have 915 and 692 as my pounds per square inch, or pounds per inch. And then my rebound stiffness is set to 13.6 and 9.3 and 12.5 and 9.5. So we will go into the world here. And I'll show you that we're just popped up here, and then this is the steering lock that I have. So you can't really see the tire poke out from the regular camera. This is just the regular steering lock that you have. We'll hold it directly to the front. We'll say it gets, we'll like line up with a line here. It doesn't really poke out that much. You know what I mean? It doesn't really cover the whole thing. So we'll go back into the festival. And, you know, again, if you haven't heard from Horizon 2, this is a pretty common trick in Horizon 2, but not everybody had the DLC. So you're going to want to put on rally springs. And this sounds really, really crazy, but you're going to see what I mean in a minute. It's going to raise your ride height, and it's going to look so gross, but just give me a second and you will understand. So install the setup. It doesn't really change your PI. It adds like 4 pounds. And again, you'll see in a second why it adds 4 pounds. So you're going to go into your tuning, and you'll go back to your springs, and you'll see, well, your ride height's raised all the way. You're just going to lower it. Your ride height may not be the same ride height that you had before. It might be the same ride height you had before. It really depends on the car. I've experimented with a couple of things, but you'll see that, you know, I wasn't near the top, and my full pounds per square inch was at like, I think 915 is what it was. Now I can get a max of 677. So I'm going to max that out, because your value, like where it is on the slider, doesn't really matter. It's like the actual number. So I put that down to like say 580 and 677. So it is a lot softer than what we had before. And then I'm maxing it out. I only get to about 10. I think I had 12 or something on the other one. So best way to do this is maybe tune it. You know, if you're going to switch from one suspension to the other, write your numbers down. But again, a lot of you should be tuning your cars this way right out of the box, especially if you know what you're building. This was like a low horsepower missile type thing. If you're building like a 700 horsepower drift car, you're definitely going to want to use this suspension every time. So, you know, we're lower to where we want to be. Our tune is basically in the right place. So if we look at our lock, we have much more steering lock. So if I go back up to the line here, my tire is like almost covering the whole line. It's not as much as it was in Horizon 2, for sure. But there is a considerable difference in how much steering lock you have when using this. It's not a glitch. It's just like, you know, a rally car is probably going to need more lock than a regular car. So this will give you more steering lock, but what cost is pretty much the argument here. So if you really don't need a super stiff chassis, so super stiff springs, and you know you can run it a little bit softer, I definitely suggest doing this, because like I said, you do get way more steering lock, and believe me, you notice. It's like having training wheels on your front tires. Like, it's a huge difference. I know I spin here because I'm a fucking scrub, but it is a very, very big difference. But for this car, because it's like a beginner car, I don't have rally springs on it because I do like, hello GTR, I do like that that really the stiffer suspension. Like for me right now, this suspension is just too soft and there's just too much grip overall. So I would run the race suspension. So it's really up to you guys. I'm just telling you what you can do. So when you get the game on the 23rd or whenever this video comes out, yeah, you'll know what to do. But thank you guys very much for watching. If you have anything that what you want to talk about in this series, please let me know in the comments below. And yeah, thanks. Take care. Peace. Hey, thank you so much for watching. If you liked the video, make sure to give it a like. And if you want to see more, click the subscribe button. Also consider becoming a patron at my Patreon page, patreon.com/MrAeroHD. Want to follow me on social media or want to hear the song that you heard in the video? Please check the description.